everybody. Thanks for joining us. This episode, we're going to see 30 plus knot winds in our biggest storm yet. The saga of trying to fix the anchor light continues, and we do our best to just entertain ourselves and have fun as we're limping our way further south.
So we're headed to our friend's dinghy dock across from their house, taking the dinghy from the boat to their dinghy dock up this crazy little inlet. Anyway, it's an adventure. It's always an adventure with the O'Briens.
We just
What are you doing, Kevin?
We just saw turtles. Tried to capture them, but I couldn't steer and video at the same time.
So we're heading up Collins Creek, I think it's called. Collins something. In the dinghy with our new dinghy motor because we blew out the other one.
Well, I flooded it.
I'm wondering if there's alligators in here in the summertime.
I just raised the trim on the prop to bring it up, and then we had to do it. Tilt the motor prop weight up a little bit. We already get some live ones. Very shallow.
Okay, this might be where the crawdads sing. I don't know. It's a good book. If you haven't read it, you should read it.
Say that again, Joe?
This is my favorite part.
So
Of
far?
this whole trip so far, this is my favorite part.
Aw, thank you, Laura and Gary. We love you. So awesome. So we've been at this for about 35 minutes now, just motoring up this little inlet. Creek. Collins Creek.
Inlet.
Collins Inlet.
Collins Creek Inlet, yeah. Here they come.
Hey!
Hi.
Hey, baby, hey!
Hi, girl, hi. Should tie it up on this cleat right here, because if you tie it up on that one, you'll be swinging into the tree.
That's a good idea.
Can I have your hand? Yes. Let me end the video.
We got all moved out of Gary and Laura's. Gary and Laura, thank you so much. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the sailing community, that has been, I think, one of the most impactful experiences that we've had during this whole process is how many people have helped us out. So just thank you to everybody that helped us out, and let's see what happens next. We shoved off from Muriel's Inlet, and the next location that we made it to was Georgetown, South Carolina. Pulled up at their dock, and beautiful place, cute little town. Tragically, there was lots of little boats around that had been sunk and damaged during previous hurricanes and that were neglected. But the sights and sounds were amazing and beautiful. But we also found out that the anchor light wasn't working. So while we were hanging out in Georgetown, we decided to troubleshoot that.
So we're walking around Georgetown. Neighborhood street cleaners. These guys have been cleaning like the whole block. That's kind of cool. So in New Mexico, you buy a house, you might get an old farm implement or a big chunk of, I don't know. We had a couple transmission cases laying on our property when we bought it in the mountains. Here, you buy a house on the waterfront, you get a big old rusty anchor for your yard art. Pretty cool. Peace out. We have gratitude.
Of what? Okay. Just climbing the mountain.
mast so that he can change the connectors for the anchor light up there. We gotta wiggle up. Oh, that looks like a lot of work.
It's not graceful.
I'm using a mountain climbing ascension rig that our friends Mark and Aaron gave us, and I'm clearly not very experienced with it. But by my fifth time up, I was pretty good.
The third time he's had to do this in the past 2 days.
58-foot mast. But the trials of tracking down and troubleshooting this electrical are frustrating.
All right. So this is our bus bar underneath our dining table. This is all our wires that go.
Hand me those wires and I'll start rolling the tape.
Well, here. You're recording?
Yes.
So we're getting ready to rerun new wire up the mast for the anchor light because our anchor light stopped working. Checked all the connections down here. Spliced, redone all the butt connectors and splices. This white plastic sheathing up on top, when I got to that part of the wire, just crumbled when I touched it. So it's reasonable that somewhere up the mast that is crumbled and is grounding out. Because the other day when we were trying to troubleshoot all this, at one point it kept tripping the breaker, which would, right, is indicative of a grounding out on the mast. This will be the third time in 2 days that I've gone up the mast, trying to sort all this out. Okay.
So I think I ended up going up and down the mast a total of 5 or 6 times to fix this. It was a combination of corroded fittings, shorted out wiring. We couldn't feed the wire up through the mast from inside the cabin, so we had to do it from the deck side through the chase, that is through our in-mast furler. And then even after doing that, the fitting at the top, I had the wrong light bulb in it or something. So I think a day or two later, I ended up going up the mast for the 5th or 6th time and replacing the light bulb. But we do eventually get a working anchor light, which is so important, and you'll see why when we get to Charleston.
We're here, waiting for Dad to come back down from the mast. We miss you, Dad.
He's 60 feet in the air
60 feet up.
on a harness.
And we're watching a adorable little celebration. Well, actually, historical. Yes.
Celebration of 1776.
The Declaration of Independence. There, they're putting everything together. Everyone in their classic costumes. Love that. Go Declaration of Independence.
So all the existing wiring runs through this, but it's not visible through any of these. So it runs through here, the original mast. And this part is the rolling furler, and it was all put on afterwards. Well, we can't run wire through here. We keep running into something here at the base. When we try to feed the wire through, it's hitting something. We can't get through there, and we don't really want to drill a new hole. I could run wire through maybe and drill a hole, but we're not going to do that. There's a little chase right here, right there. this chase here that we're gonna run the wire through, and then I'll run it across the deck in a sheath, and then underneath this back to the cabin, and we'll run it to the panel, so we'll just have a fresh run. Well, here we go. Up the mast again to fix the anchor light. Attempt number 4 or 5, I don't know. Today's fix is going to be permanent until it's not, as our saying goes.
Dolphins that were playing with our wake. We're trying to record, turn the camera on, and of course they disappear.
We made a fairly short hop, I don't know what it was, 10, 15 miles from Georgetown down to just north of Charleston. Pulled into a marina to get fuel and fix the anchor light one more time.
But a couple mates for life. Is that true?
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I missed it.
It's the porpoises that the female spews out her eggs and the male comes along. Remember that school that we saw in Puerto Penasco? Kevin gets to climb the mast once again, the 4th time in 3 days for, oh, maybe 5th time, to fix the anchor light for his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kevin. Happy birthday to you. Up the mast many times.
good boy, man. There's Charleston. That's Fort Sumner. Right there. Where the Civil War started. And there's my cutie patootie padre. Oh, there he is.
What's going on, Miss Jill?
There's a big cruise ship. Docking at this private marina.
Kind of a rough night. So there's a sailboat right over there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. He doesn't have any lighting on at all. And this big small, I call it a small cruise ship or big private yacht. I don't know what it is. We'll see in an hour here when the sunlight comes up. Almost hit that thing. Had to navigate around it. That big cruise ship just pulled up along the side of the, that's the Safe Harbor Marina, which is a private marina.
things pulling up and docking it. Because if it keeps on going, there's a bridge up here. I don't think you can get under. There's another sailboat, no light. And another one there with no light. But we've got an anchor light.
It's a little windy today. Just caught a 30-mile-an-hour gust on our wind instrument. And we're holding. It's a test of our anchoring skills and of our ground tackle. We just don't want to end up like that boat back over there behind that one. You can just barely see that mast sticking up. It's sunk. That's not going to be us. Well, sustained 20, gusting to 30, 35. Got the generator running to run the air fryer, not take a hit on the batteries so much today. And we must be doing something right with our anchoring skills. That's what we've been doing in this weather with 90 feet out.
All this
All that.
is
You wouldn't believe that a couple hours ago it was raining and blowing and 30+ knot winds and we were swinging all over the place, but now it's beautiful. Calm after the storm. We survived.
One of the first things we did was we upgraded our ground tackle when we got Gratitude. Thank you, Mark and Aaron. And it held. It held beautifully in that high wind, and that's such an important thing to have. So ground tackle is your anchor and chain for those of you that are not mariners. Join us next week as we make it to Beaufort, South Carolina, and then Savannah, Georgia.